one of the things I talked about last time was the importance of having core values and expressing them as how you work. And I highlighted Steve Bolton and Libros, how they work. And when you actually look at that, I really started thinking that, boy, those sound a lot like core values. And then I started looking at our own. So one of our workshop ground rules that we have is that we ask people to tell their own story rather than telling other people's stories. So as we go through some of these examples, I'll be talking a little bit about ourselves and our attraction and myself. But it's because it's the story that we know best, and it's the story that I feel I can tell. Sometimes, as in the case with Steve last week, he's on public record on YouTube, so I will point to some of the more public examples that I can find as we go forward. So the first thing I think is really critical that organizations start with when they look at their marketing or their what we call impact marketing is the concept of understanding your whys. Simon Sinek talks a lot about that. So at our Attraction, our why is that we align people. Of course, it's always fun when you're doing like people, purpose, and work to get the best out of organizations and how they work. Part of the reason that's not as articulate as I would like is we've been actually tweaking it and wordsmithing it a little bit. But it's really about that connecting the people that work in an organization, the people who work around the organization, and the customers and all the other stakeholders aligned towards achieving a common purpose. And that's what we do here at our Attraction. But how we do that, the tactical, like how we get into the work, I realize is the expression of the core values. So I want to start with our first core value, which is do good. I've debated over the past year or so if this should actually be a core value, as it's sort of inherent in our purpose in the way that we work, and as a certified B Corp, but ultimately have decided that it's critical to keep forward. Our core values are used a lot in how we review people, how we hire people, and how we look at the world. So decided it was pretty critical to keep in there as a core value. So what it means for us is a couple of different things. Some people can think that they're doing good and look at what we're doing and have a different opinion on what doing good means. But for us, it means doing purposeful work. So having positive impact when you're out working in community, whether that's on projects or how you show up in corporate social responsibility, giving back where you can. So one of our core philosophies at our Attraction has always been we're a byproduct of a community. We wouldn't have been successful in growing in business here in London if it wasn't for the amazing support of London and Londoners and B Corps and just a whole bunch of people that have helped make us successful. So giving back to those communities makes logical sense. And last but not least, be kind. So where can you show up every day and help make the world a better place by being kind? So when we look at that core value, it infuses in how we do our work. So again, part of the debate around this for me is it's also baked into a B corporation, but we really do look at that everything that we do should be doing good. So whether that's working with a client, working with our internal staff, working with vendors, working with community, government, all those different stakeholders that exist in a business, is the activity that we're doing today doing good? And if not, we should stop doing it. And if it is, we should continue doing it. And I think that lens that we look at how we approach our work is again an expression of how we do our work. I'll be reviewing the other sort of core values as we go, but I wanted to start with that one. What I think is really interesting as you start expressing these core values, some of the decisions you may have made over the years start to make sense. For example, we're pretty embedded in the Google hierarchy, and Google had a statement, I don't know if it was core value or principle, I guess, for a while, that was do no evil. And that really resonated with our team at the time, and we started using Google technology pretty exclusively. If you look at some of the strategic partnerships we have with Digital Kidna, Webisode, and some other companies, Techdos here in London, those companies are also companies that seek to do good in their own ways. So it sort of forces a really logical alignment of the vendors, the network, the people we work with, and all of our clients actually do good work out in their communities as well. So it's sort of one of the common threads if you look at whether you're a shareholder like myself, whether you're a vendor of our Attraction, whether you're a customer of our Attraction, or just out in the community in our orbit, one of the common threads will be that we like to do good. I think I've rambled on enough for Monday. Hope you are having a great start to the week, and remember, get out there and do some good.